Hi, my name is Garrett Bittner. I'm a producer at 2K Games, and you're watching Platform 32.
All attempts to contact the invaders thus far have failed.
XCOM Enemy Unknown, the highly anticipated return to the XCOM universe, is a reimagined remake of 1994's classic strategy game UFO Enemy Unknown, which was designed by industry legend Julian Gollop. I spoke to Garrett Bittner, a producer on the game at this year's E3, and got him to tell us exactly what we can expect. Excellent.
In XCOM Enemy Unknown, you play the commander of a covert organization that's tasked with fighting off this mysterious alien invasion, and you're more or less fighting against this extremely powerful, highly advanced technically alien force that's invading the Earth, and your humanity's only survival at beating off this invasion and helping humanity to continue.
Well, I've had plenty of practice at beating off, so I should be pretty good at this game. Last year's E3 saw the first gameplay of XCOM, which is an FPS reimagining of the first game, a change of direction which a lot of the older fans were quite angry about. XCOM Enemy Unknown takes its gameplay back to the classic formula that fans of the franchise know and love, right?
It's turn-based strategy, so and the strategy happens on two layers. The combat happens on a squad-based tactical combat area. You have 4 to 6 squad members. You give them orders, move them around, tell them when to fire, and then you also have the large strategy layer where you're commanding your forces. You're deciding what to research, deciding what to manufacture, and you're also deciding how you're gonna go about this war against this alien force that's invading out of nowhere.
So this one will really appeal to all those hardcore fans of the original, those who felt let down by the new approach the series seemed to be taking?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that's really great about the game so far is that as soon as you get into it, as soon as you start playing, it immediately feels like XCOM. It immediately is familiar to anybody who's played the old game. There's that, that terrifying sense of dread and unknown as you're moving through a map, and you don't know what's going to come at you, and all of a sudden, a sectoid could pop up and annihilate one of your guys. It's that great feeling of tense strategy and action, and it feels uniquely XCOM.
In XCOM Enemy Unknown, we'll see the return of some familiar foes, and maybe some new ones too. Could you give us the rundown on the extraterrestrial enemies we'll be facing this time?
I think the first enemy that you'll encounter in the game is called the sectoid. It's a standard gray, small, big head, gangly little arms, that sort of stuff. It was in the first game, and it's going to make a reappearance in XCOM Enemy Unknown. It looks very familiar to what it did in the old game as well. So another one is the Muton, another classic alien, these big burly creatures. In this game, we've sort of reimagined them a little bit, updated them a little bit. They're more ape-like, they're more feral, very, very brutal. So, and then we also have a lot of new aliens. One of the ones we've shown so far is called the Thin Man. He's a play off the old, tall, sort of alien-like creature that looks vaguely human. So the idea is he's an infiltrator. He's getting, it's an alien among us. So
obviously, the game's not all about the aliens. Well, actually, I guess it is in a way, as we'll spend the majority of our time killing them, but whatever. Can you tell us about the soldiers we'll be using to kill those creepy grey douchebags?
In XCOM Enemy Unknown, you have a stable of soldiers, like I said, and you can bring 4 to 6 on any particular mission that you go on. And as you go through the game, they'll level up, they'll gain new abilities, and each of the soldiers can be split into 4 different classes. So you have an assault class, a sniper class, a support class, and a heavy class, and they all have different complementary abilities. They have different ways that they can do things on the battlefield, and different special things that each of them can do, and they're really exciting to play into individually, but it really comes together when you start to combine their powers into really cool combinations.
Nice. Now, finally, how long are we looking at for the main campaign mode of XCOM?
We're shooting somewhere between 14 to 20 hours or something like that. We're still balancing at the moment, so it could be more than that. Probably not going to be less than that, but we're still in the balancing stages, so we'll see where it lands.
Thanks, Garrett. This sounds like great news for those of us who have been itching for a return to the exciting world of XCOM. Awesome news also is that console versions of the game will not be dumbed down ports of the PC version and will feature just as much content as its mouse and keyboard based buddy, so even us console kiddies can get a slice of the alien killing strategy action. X-rated. Oh, I don't really know what I meant there. That didn't really make any sense.